What's our first question?
Your personal background
Team
and
me
how
up.
did you
Okay.
get to
Perfect.
Frisco?
Okay.
I mean, you know
Yeah.
that answer. Welcome to Lifestyle Profiles. I'm Wendy McGowan Ellis, and this week our guests are Lesa Nelson and Beth Crain, both of Beyond Pilates Studios. So welcome, ladies. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having
you.
us.
Absolutely. So I want to hear all about the world of Pilates, but before we start there, what are y'all's personal backgrounds and how did you get to Frisco?
Okay, I'll start. So my personal background is, we have similar personal backgrounds, so it's interesting how life goes. I spent 15 years in corporate retail, so the last 11 were at a major retailer just down the road from here in Plano, and had been doing that a long time and was getting ready to start a family, and kind of that whole journey led me to start thinking about what some more family-friendly career alternatives might be. And I had been a client at Beyond Pilates in Dallas for a long time.
Okay.
And kind of while I was starting to go through this soul-searching journey of like, what am I going to do next when we actually have this child that we've been trying to have for so long? What is that going to look like? And at that exact same time, Brandy Marino, who was the founder of Beyond Pilates, decided to turn the fitness studio into a franchise.
Okay.
So that year, while I started talking to her, she sold her first franchise in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
And then subsequently sold her Dallas locations, moved out to California, and kind of paved the way for us to, my husband and I, to sign on as franchisees for the Plano Frisco area.
Excellent.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
And so, Lesa, I think y'all knew each other at this corporate retailer that we will not mention, correct?
That's correct. Yes, we did. So I've been in the Frisco Plano area since 2000.
Okay.
And my corporate career brought me here 27 years as a retail merchant. I had a really successful career, but lots of changes happening in the retail landscape. And so as I kind of reevaluated what did I want to do next, I decided to really just go forward with a passion of mine, which is fitness and nutrition.
Okay.
And I'm also a mom, and I love the work-life balance it gives me, and it gives me a lot of flexibility. And I like helping other people achieve their goals. And so Beth reached out to me, and she had just opened her studio, and I went in. I loved the format. In terms of the workout, and she was interested in adding nutrition to her studio, and it just felt like a really great marriage and partnership there. So, here we are today, growing and moving forward.
Excellent. So, to give us, Beth, the mission, vision of Beyond Pilates and how it's different from other studios, and then also talk about, because I know that Lesa is a new addition to
Correct.
the team,
Yeah.
so talk about how that happened.
Yeah, so Beyond is, I guess when people think about Pilates, a lot of times they think about like 4 old ladies in quiet rooms doing like stretching.
Yes,
That's
yes.
what, or you find it in rehab, like you were in a car crash and like in your physical therapy experience, you get on a Pilates reformer. And when Brandy came to Dallas in 2010, that's really all the Pilates that was here.
Right.
And she came from the West Coast, and so she had this vision of like a West Coast vibe, modern Pilates studio.
Okay.
So we are reformer based, so everything is done in the Pilates reformer, which is a piece of equipment that's basically resistance and body weight training. However, what makes Beyond different is we don't count like repetitions, we do everything to the beat of music. So all the classes the instructors get to pick their own soundtracks for class, they get to choreograph the class. It's like a really powerful movement when the beat drops and everyone is like pushing out at the same time and pulling in. It pulls you through the class as an experience.
Right.
And because I was a client before I owned a studio, it made the workouts fly by.
Yes.
Which is key for a lot of people who aren't.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people would not say like, oh, I love to work out, but like, I love to go to Beyond.
Yes.
And I think what also just makes us really fun, we have an awesome community. It's truly a studio for everyone. Our studio is diverse. It looks like Frisco does. We have, my youngest clients are 14 because you can start when you're a freshman in high school. So we have a lot of high school kids in the summer, a lot of athletes. and my oldest one is north of 70.
Oh,
so,
goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
So
awesome.
It's fun. It's a workout. It's a challenging workout. However, it is a workout that everyone can do.
And now it's getting rounded out with the nutrition
Exactly.
piece.
Yep. So nutrition, like one thing that happened as we went, Lesa joined us at the very end of our first year in business.
Okay.
And I'm totally this way. I like to do Beyond. I like to do Pilates, but I also like to eat.
Yeah.
And
So do I.
I know I can never take my body that last like 2 miles
Yeah.
if I don't change my diet. I can do pretty well without that. So we were starting to have some clients that were just frustrated because they were like, I'm here 5 days a week and like, I still have, pointing to these things they weren't happy with. And I'm like, well, you can't do this 5 days a week and then eat at Mi Cocina the other 3 days a
Right.
week. Like, it just doesn't work that way.
Right.
And so bringing in, Lesa had been doing nutrition coaching like in the Frisco area for a year or two before that, and it had some really great success. Yeah. And I think we had like one meeting and it was just a no-brainer.
So what should our audience know about nutrition coaching? Like, what is it what does that look like?
Well, I think that I'm a big believer in that you can't out-train a bad diet. And I think
Unfortunately.
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 Right? Unfortunately, you cannot. Diet is probably 80% of it.
Yeah.
And so I think that educating clients is a huge part of what I do, because it's really not a one-size-fits-all answer. And I think that's one of the unique things about what we do at Beyond with the nutrition program. It's really personalized for each client, and it's really determining the macronutrients and the calorie intake that they need while factoring in the workout, right? So and educating people on, can you have carbs? Sure you can. You can have carbs. What are the right kinds of carbs, right? Yeah. And the right protein and the right veggie content that you need to have every single day to make your body run like this well-oiled machine.
So tell us about any events or activities or new happenings that are happening at Beyond Pilates.
So the best way to experience Beyond is to come to the studio.
Okay.
And you have to get on the reformer to like feel the way it changes your body. And it's truly a workout where the progress comes so quickly. Like if you come 3 times a week for 2 weeks, your pants will be a little looser in the second week.
That's
and
good.
You will feel good, and you'll be able, with the springs, so what I didn't say earlier, all of our classes are multi-level.
Right.
So it means the same, like Wendy, if you came, you've already been once. So if you came on your second time, you could do the same exercises as someone who's been there 300 times. You're just maybe doing them on a different spring weight.
So do you have to be a member at Beyond in order to take advantage of the nutrition coaching?
No, you absolutely do not. And there are advantages one way or the other, right? So, but you absolutely don't. And as a perfect example, one of my very early nutrition clients, as we added this to the Beyond Studio, a client there I'm going to be one of your toughest clients. I've really never been able to lose weight. And she comes to Beyond 5-6 times a week. So she was getting all those workouts in. So, and it's a 16-week commitment because we're trying to build a lifestyle change and form a habit.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so at the end of her 16 weeks, she had lost 21 pounds. She lost inches. She lost body fat. She gained lean muscle mass. And so sure enough, I was out of town for a weekend and I got a text, and it was actually from her husband, who does not go to Beyond, but he saw his wife's amazing progress, and so he's now a nutrition client.
So how can our audience find out more? Because I'm sure everyone's chomping at the bit now. How can our audience find out more about your studio?
So our website is thebeyondstudios.com, and then you go to locations Frisco. And I think a really great thing to do though is like check us out on Facebook or Instagram. We're Beyond Studios Frisco. It just kind of gives you a behind the scenes look on like what studio life is like, and you can start to see some of those instructors and other members' faces before you come in the door for the first time. And you can always drop us a DM or email us at friscoinfo@thebeyondstudios.com.
Perfect. Yeah. All right. Well, changing bodies and changing lives here in Frisco. Lesa Nelson and Beth Crain. Ladies, thank you so much for being
Wendy.
here
Thanks
today.
for having us.
Absolutely.